rides into dirt south stew.
Tide, the wash day miracle that gives you the cleanest clothes in town, brings you in person, direct from Hollywood, that zany, lovable clown of clowns, Red Skelton.
T-I-D-E, Tide presents Red Skelton.
Hey, Porter, what town is this? Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go any further, I would like to take this opportunity of thanking Collier's Magazine for the wonderful things they said about our show. I think they've got it now on the thing. Are they showing it? Oh, is that what they're doing now? Well, anyhow, and also for the Newsweek, we'd like to thank you, too. You're very kind to do that. They said I was an international comedian. That means I'm as well known in Tijuana as I am in San Diego. A lot of things happened out here this week. We had the Academy Award dinner, and Humphrey Bogart, he won a gold statue and a razor. You see, in the African jungle, you see, they were out there so long and they had the beards and stuff. Boy, when you got to explain them, they're pretty bad. It's a lot of fun to go to those Academy Award dinners, though. When you drive up, they have big lights that they throw up in the sky, and according to your popularity, that's many lights they throw up. For instance, now Clark Gable shows up any place, but 15 lights go all over the air, you know. Take Catherine Grayson, they'll put about 10 lights up. I showed up at a premiere the other night. Yes, don't you think it's silly for a guy to stand in front of the theater with a flashlight? But everybody says, I was standing in front of the theater and says, boy, ain't he good looking, isn't he handsome? Boy, there's really an actor. If you don't believe me, ask Howard Keel. He was standing right next to me. Say, I got to tell you something that happened with little Valentina and Richard this week. They're really getting to be pips. Valentina says, you know, I don't like that little girl down the street anymore. She says her big sister, she just has no pride. She is so stubborn about herself, you know. Says she used to be a waitress, and her slip was always showing. She was a waitress when her slip was showing. Now she drives an oil truck, and her chain is dragging. Georgia, my wife, baked a pie this week, and she says, take this pumpkin pie over to the Boo Roosters. So little Richard says, okay, boy, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. So he disappears. In about 20 minutes, we called up the Roosters and said, did Richard show up with a pie? They says, no. So pretty soon he comes in, and he looks like he just got back from the St. Patrick's Day parade, you see. He was as green as a Hibernian flag. Hibernian flag. Oh, I'll get murdered for that. So anyhow, he said to him, I says, did you eat that pumpkin pie? He says, no, just the punk part, that's all. I said, what did you do with the part you didn't eat? He says, well, I put part of it in this pocket, and I put part of it in this pocket. I said, well, you got to take your punishment. And I said, there. He said, oh! He said, why did you do that? I had some in that pocket, too.
Skelton's Scrapbook, Corn on the Cob.
Howdy, neighbors. This is old Iowa Pete. I'm from the Corn Belt. As you all know, I think everybody should be up on corn this year, this being the election year, and there's going to be plenty of corn. Now, you got to be careful what you say around corn, because corn has ears. Chicken inspector, boy. I'll bet the boys in New York are trying to figure that one out. Now, you know, I'll tell you, down last year, the corn's going to be better this year on account of the climate. Corn was so bad last year that the ears were wearing hearing aids. I'll bet the sponsors are trying to figure that one out. Now, first thing you got to do is to know about corn. If you're going to eat corn, you got to learn how to eat it properly, and neighbors, that's why I'm here tonight. Now, I'm not selling nothing. I'm not giving anything away. Where'd it go? Wherever it went, get 'em. There's meat in 'em. Now, the first thing you do when you're going to eat corn is get acquainted with it. You say, hello, corn, what do you hear from the cob? Oh, I'm sizzling tonight, huh? Now, when you cook the corn, always remember, don't cook it too long or too short. You got to cut it at a certain size, you see. Now, it shouldn't be too hard or too soft, just fortissimo. Now, that ain't the word, but it will have to do. Now, be sure that it's cooked nice and tender, because sometimes you get interested in eating the corn, and you're liable to slip. Last week, I nubbled 3 buttons off of my shirt. Nubble, that's a new brand of corn I just made up. Now we come to how to butter the corn. Speaking of butter, reminds me of a little poem I read in one of our magazines, the Exterminator's Gazette. My tongue gets wrapped around my eye teeth. I can't see what I'm saying. Boy, I'm fast tonight. Says, hi diddle diddle, the cat's in a fiddle, and the cow jumped over the moon, and butter went sky high. I'm heading for the wagon. These shoes are killing me. You think this is bad? Wait till you hear the rest of this. Now we have different kinds of corn. Now we have the sweet corn, the hard corn, and that stuff. Now, always have the right kind of butter. That adds to the taste of the corn. I had some butter last night that was so strong that it walked up and says hello to the coffee. But the coffee was too weak to answer. If you want to write in for any of these, I'll send them to you. You know, after the night, they may put me on after 1 in the morning. Now, first we have different people in the way they eat corn. Now, first you have the businessmen. You've seen these types of fellow that's always in a hurry. Says, come on, boys, butter it up. Let's get out of here. Then you have the barbers. They butter like this, you know. Then, of course, you have the painters. They kind of dip in. This is all part of eating corn. Now we have different types of people in the way they eat corn. And first, let's start with the lady, who is very shy. She has never been out before, and she's afraid that someone will find out. Why didn't you cook it, Sam? I tell you, I think Sam's working for another network. Then you have take it, Sam. Then you have the society type. They don't butter their corn, they spray it on with an atomizer. An atomizer. I said to a guy, I says, give me 15 cents for that. He said, I wouldn't give you a nickel. I says, atomizer. I tell you, these may not be good, but at least I'm one actor in television that's eating, I'll tell you. Of course, it's only chicken feed, but I'm getting... Now, next you've got the harmonica type. These people, you know. You ever see a stenographer eat corn on the cob? Now, another thing, after you've finished the corn on the cob, never throw the corn cob away. They come in mighty handy. They come in mighty handy for making pipes. To give you an idea of what I mean. Just keep in mind, Old corncob pipes never die. They just smell that way.
Red Skelton presents the Andrini Brothers.
Canta, canta pajarito, canta, canta tu canción. Mira que la vida es triste, que tu cantar pierde que corazón. Con tus cucheos, por cocinar, desperta el alma, la noche ya se va. Con tus cucheos, por cocinar, desperta el alma, la noche ya se va. Are you ready? I'm ready. Andrini, if you do not play the music right, I will not play with you anymore. Do you understand? Do you understand? You bet your life I'm all right. Never mind what do I think I am. I am strong enough to throw you off the floor. Yeah. All right. Who said that? You don't know. No, I don't like you. No. No. You bet your life I'm all right. That's better.
Skelton's film scrapbook, Wash Day.
Boy, what crummy kinescopes. One but bubbles. What kind of thing is it? Hey, boys, you better warn, there's a fire alarm going off. The place might be on fire here.
Say, isn't that the fellow we see fight the other night?
Yeah, that's Cauliflower McPugg, that punch-drunk fighter we see on television every Saturday night.
There's nothing on.
I never watch fights on television. I just can't stand the sight of beer.
We're going to miss you, boy.
Did you notice that beautiful robe he was wearing?
Yes, and his own monogram on him, too. I wonder who does them for him.
I don't know, but I noticed he had the soles of his feet monogrammed as well.
Yeah. Hey,
What happened to you?
What happened to me?
Yeah.
I don't know, boy. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong around here. Hey, did you boys happen to see... I heard you talking about me just a minute ago. Did you see my fight in Anaheim? How about that, huh? How about that? That's why I'm asking you. How about it? I knew I wouldn't be asking you, you know. Hey, you boys seem like you're... Huh?
How did you happen to become a fighter?
Oh, I don't know. I just gave up the fighting because there was nothing else to do, you see. Did I ever tell you about my first fight?
No.
Ever tell you about my last fight?
No.
Same one. I can't get over there. There's nothing on now. Isn't that funny? Nothing bubbles. I can't get over there.
Hey,
Yes.
how did you happen to get married?
Oh, I got married in the ring, you see. My mother-in-law was wackling at the time. Boy, a flock of them flew over that time. You know, them fighters, they stay in the ring too long. You should get a load of some of them rattlers down at that gymnasium. Oh, them poor duckers, you know. Every night after we have a good workout, they all run like a bunch of idiots, you know, over to the elevator, and they knock each other down to get on the elevator.
So what?
There's no elevator in that gymnasium.
Oh, is that bad?
Well, sure it's bad. They should stand and wait in line like I do, you know.
Say,
Wait, just a moment. The Salvation Army must be around. I hear a tambourine.
fighters must run in your family.
Oh, no, they just lay there.
Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
Well, you know, a lot of guys go to Niagara Falls, you know, but I spend my honeymoon in a coma. Coma, see, I was in the fight ring at the time, and boy, and you gotta explain them, they're pretty bad. Oh, just a moment, they're towing a bell for somebody.
Now, there are no bells ringing.
What's that?
There's no bells ringing.
They're not?
No.
That's funny. You know, everybody thinks I'm funny. I really don't hear bells and birds, but the public demand it. The public demand it. Say, you know, I was fighting the other night, and I look out in the third row, and I thought I recognized somebody. I took another look, and it was me. I said to this guy, I said, come on, let's see what you got. Come on, let's see what you got. Come on. That's all I remember. Oh, a robin redbreast. Say, I got some stuff here I got to take down to the cleaner. What are you boys doing here?
Well, I would like to have your autograph, I possibly could.
Well,
Yes, I would like to have yours for my grandmother.
Yeah.
I'd like to have mine for my landlord.
I want one.
you would really? Yeah. Say, well, I tell you, boys, I'm awful busy. I got to get down to the, Stop it, will you?
There's nobody there.
I know. Somebody tapped me on the back of the head, but when I turned around, he's never there. Did you see the big fight last night?
No, I didn't.
That's because you didn't come over to my house. Oh, boy. How about that? There's a little cat with a bell around his neck. I hear him.
Cauliflower, take it easy. You can't hear any bells.
You mean I don't hear bells?
No, there are no bells ringing.
You want to bet?
Sure.
Okay, it's a deal. Here comes a good humor man. We'll let him hold the money.
Say, Cauliflower, did you ever knock anybody out?
Yes, I'm out at the end of the ring. I never forget my biggest fight. It was in Windy City, down in Chicago, you know. I swing on this guy, I really windmilled him.
Was he surprised?
Wouldn't you be surprised if a guy knocked himself out? I can't get over these television sets. Nothing on but bubbles.
How is she?
She's fun. We're going to meet you around here, too. You're new around here, ain't you, boy?
Yeah.
Would you like to be old?
Uh-huh.
No more jokes then, kid. I'm going to take this down to the dry cleaners. I've got to go down and have this in my trunk.
Well,
Why
why
you
is it...
got to take it to the dry cleaners for?
Will you get them
You
clean?
can rinse it out here. Wash it in Tide.
In Tide, huh?
Tide.
Yes, sir.
T-I-D-E, Tide.
Yeah, T-I-D-E, Tide?
That's right, Tide. Tide gets clothes cleaner than any soap.
What's that?
I said Tide gets clothes cleaner than any soap.
T-I-D-E?
T-I-D-E, Tide.
Oh, now you're getting sickening about it. Well, I'll try it here. I'll just put them in here and see what happens. How about that? Here, you flip it on.
Yeah?
I thought it was a television set.
Hey, how about the autograph?
Oh, dear. Hey, look, it's turning blue. Wait a minute. I left my fountain pen in my trunk. Good heavens, look at that. Oh, here, I'll give you my autograph now. Oh, there you are. Yes, sir, my autograph, buddy. This is your death warrant, and you don't know it. There you are, Cauliflower.
Can I have one for my draft board?
Oh, yes, what a beautiful poem. Mary... let's see, David Rhodes, that on attack, David Rhodes. Boy, there's no sense to it, but there's a lot of feeling, you know.
One for my landlord.
One for your landlord. There you are, boy.
Thank you.
Thanks for telling me about Tide, T-I-D-E, the white day miracle. It gets clothes cleaner than any soap. I'm so happy now. I only took a minute to save a lot of white day. I'm going home.
Skelton Scrapbook. In tribute to the famous play Death of a Salesman, Red Skelton now presents his version starring Willie Lump Lump, entitled Death of a Salesman.
Oh, that sounds like Willie's car. Yep, that's Willie, all right.
Home at last. Well, I mistook the doghouse for the garage again. I'm doing better. Got everything in but this time. Don't know what it is. It must be my eyes.
It's a wonder you didn't get hurt.
Oh, it is. I would have if I hadn't have been in the back seat at the time.
What happened in Glendale, Willie?
What's that?
I say, what happened in Glendale?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? I'll tell you what happened in Glendale. It's cold out at night, you know. Help me off with my sweater, will you? Help me off there with that thing.
Oh, for heaven's
What are you trying to do, cash in on my insurance? Give me the clothes, will you?
Yeah, I'll give them to you.
Well, don't stand there. Pick up the chair, will you?
All right, Willie, I will. Now, what? Oh, goodness.
Thank
Hang
you.
your
Now. I tried something. I like to finish it.
Hang your coat and hat up in the closet.
In the closet,
Yes.
huh? Let's see, the closet. You see, we couldn't get any windowsills, but the guy gave us an awful good buy on doors. Let's try this. Well, that's funny. I just came in there. Jack! Hey, by the way, you're always nagging, which reminds me, how is your old nag there?
Willie Lump Lump, how dare you call my mother a horse?
Well, oh, yeah, citation would get mad, wouldn't it?
Oh.
What do we need a house with all these doors for, anyhow?
They're to confuse you when you try to sneak out at night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, here's one's painted on. But I'm going to fool you some night. I'm going to get out that door because I'm going to paint myself a key and sneak out.
Willie!
Where's my pipe?
Right there where you always leave it.
Yeah. The only place I can keep it where it don't get dusty, you know. It reminds me, I didn't have my dinner yet tonight. Here, come here, boy, here. It's all right, they're only carrots.
Willie, how come you're back so soon? I thought you were going to be on the road a week or so.
I'm not the salesman I used to be.
No?
I used to be a great salesman. I remember the time I sold Westbrook Pegler to a CIO picnic. Just can't sell. Nobody's interested in my turtleneck sweaters for turtles. If I could just find out what kind of sweaters those turtles like, I would be in.
Oh.
Why my wife fill my pipe? Good old rum tobacco. Rum tobacco. Of course, there's a little more rum than tobacco, you know. This cuts out the middleman. My, what delicious tobacco that is. I've been smoking too much anyhow lately.
Willie, what happened in Glendale?
I wish you'd stop saying what happened in Glendale because I'm trying to forget. I'd like to forget. I want to forget.
Forget what?
Who cares? I've already forgot.
Willie, listen, why don't you go in and ask the boss for a raise?
I don't think he'd give it to me after what happened.
Why? What happened?
I got fired 3 years ago.
He fired you. You're the best salesman on the road.
No, I used to be a good salesman, but I'm not a good salesman anymore. Must be my eyes. Must be my eyes.
Willie,
Huh?
what you need is a rest. Your nerves are shot. Why
Right.
don't you get a little relaxation? Go fishing.
I am nervous.
Yes.
Last night,
Yes.
I put my pants to bed and I hung over the chair all night. I don't want to go fishing. I was fishing once before when I caught this little fellow. Ah, what a wonderful catch he was. For 3 hours I battled with that old boy. I wonder if there's any fight left in him now. Touche! Oh, well, we all have to go. Okay, Stan, you can rest your arm. It's over. What are you knitting, dear?
Darning my last pair of socks.
Well, I'll be darned.
Remember, Willie, you gave them to me 5 years ago on our anniversary.
Yes, you know, you're very hard on things, dear.
Willie, I need a new dress.
You need a new dress?
Yes.
Well, what about the dress that I got you so you could go hear the Taft campaign speech, huh?
Yeah, William Howard Taft was a great speaker.
Yeah. How did she ever get that line? That was mine. Now, there's only one thing for me to do. I've only got one friend, and that's Fido. Here, Fido!
Willie,
Fido!
Willie, there is no Fido. Fido and the fish are just a part of your imagination. They don't exist.
They don't, huh?
No.
Oh, I didn't say Fido was it. Come on, Fido! I don't know who that Republican just was, but thanks for appearing on the show, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for allowing us to come into your home. So until next...